Hey Virgo, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy for the month of December via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. Grab a coffee, grab a tea, grab a beverage, and kick back and relax. Now, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Things have been interesting. They've been like a little bit rocky. We've had a lot of emotional ups and downs. We're in Sagittarius season right now, which we will be here the majority of the month. But we had a lot of, Scorpio season was pretty watery. Watery really connects us. That energy is connected with our emotion, our intuition, how we feel about what's happening around us, the world around us, the people around us, etc., and how we're actually like using that information to like move forward, whether it's helping or hindering. And it's not easy because some things are happening that are either like throwing us off course or we're not anticipating, or it's forcing us to reassess. There's a lot of change happening in the collective as well. But you know, there's always hope. There's always options. It's part of what it means to connect with how we manifest, right? Like how we build, grow success in our life, with which this is all about, right? This channel, I should say. We always can create, right? And so much of the obstacles that we've been dealing with have been learning lessons, mountains to climb, things to overcome, and ultimately come back to ourselves, really understand whether it's serving us, whether it's adding value, support, nourishment to our life or not, right? That's why I like to start off the readings with an energy cleansing, just to set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out those places that we might feel blocked, limited. It's always also a great time to set your own intention as well, especially if you have come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely to give that over, be open to receive. It really is a great way to personalize these collective readings, because Spirit is always wanting to speak to us through signs, symbolism, synchronicities, etc. And yeah, it's crazy how it works. The cards never lie, right? I also offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you're just looking for a realignment of self, your mind, body, soul. I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're strong and supported in ourselves, when we're confident, self-assured, when we're taking care of our mind, body, soul, that's really where we begin to thrive, right? And I would love to help support in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up, Virgo. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, patience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see, sense the messages clearly. Help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. Okay. All right, Virgo, I'm hearing like that there's something you're excited about, anticipating. This is kind of a consistent theme that's been coming through in these readings, but I just feel like it's a nervous excitement. There's a little mystery to it. There's some things that are hidden. It is almost like that childlike energy of when you're excited for Christmas or the holidays or celebrations or seeing someone you love, etc. I'm hearing like, and not that you normally have a problem with this, your energy is very methodical, but it's like, make sure that you're not moving too quickly, right? make sure that you are checking in with yourself. I love this message for you. You do rule the 6th house of health and well-being, and it's really important to invest back into self, especially on the mental, emotional, spiritual levels this month. As life is busy, maybe when is it not, but where we need to have a little bit more balance, keep ourselves in check, making sure we're not overextending, the chains that bind us, so to speak. Beginning of the month, we have a full moon in Gemini, and it is always highlighting, Gemini highlights duality. So places where maybe we've attached ourselves to people, places, and things that aren't serving our time, our energy, places where readjustments need to be made. I'm recording this video right after the full moon, so we're still feeling the reverberations of this as I'm recording. We're going to move into Neptune direct on the 10th. It goes direct. It's currently in retrograde. We have 3 planets in retrograde, also the North Node and Chiron as we're starting off the month, which retrogrades just slow things down. Saturn's gone direct, Mercury's gone direct. So things aren't as arduous as maybe they were last month, right? It does look like you're seeing some silence. So I'm hearing some opportunity, like Spirit's actually giving you opportunity to cultivate time with yourself. And it's so easy nowadays to get distracted, find ways to not connect with ourselves, which ironically or not, Ayurveda believes is the root cause of disease, right? Like when we disconnect from ourselves, whether that is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. And I'm hearing you're on the precipice of something. There's something that I'm hearing you're bringing closure to, a way of being that probably didn't serve you, or there are aspects of it that did not. This can manifest itself in a myriad of ways, can come through a relationship dynamic, a person, a way of thinking, a way of feeling about yourself, places that you limit yourself, etc. This really is the chains that bind you, and specifically things that aren't so good, attachments, right? And so again, overarching energy for the month, you have the opportunity to kind of reconnect with yourself. Even if you are listening to this and you're I don't even have the time, where am I going to find that? Spirit is inviting that in. I think you're going to be able to know what this looks like a little bit more clearly as the month progresses, is what I'm seeing, especially with Mercury. Neptune's going direct. Mercury then becomes in conjunction with Lilith and enters Sagittarius. So we find ways to communicate our wants and needs, even if they are a little selfish. It's okay to be selfish, right? Especially when we do need to take care of ourselves, especially with the energy being 2 of Pentacles starting off for you this month. You have a lot going on that is testing you. It's testing your ability to sustain. It's testing what you've learned to date. It's not always the most fun energy, but it's an energy that if you invest in, it actually bears a lot of fruit. Because you have 4 of Wands, happiness of home, family, this is all the stuff that invites stability into our life. And what I love about the 4 of Wands is it reminds us to build that on a celebratory foundation, people, places, and things that nourish and support and help sustain whatever we're doing. And sometimes it does force us to go within to reflect both on those good and bad things, or the things that the toxicities that are just kind of getting in the way. Again, whether it's a belief or an actual person situation that's just become too toxic, right? It looks like maybe you're uncertain about some of this, you're unclear about it. And so as things kind of move forward, I see you doing some hunting, some searching information, looking for answers. I don't know if you're doing a lot of direct communication, because I do get this energy. I don't know where I saw it, but maybe I was just like, what I was picking up is I get this energy of you trying to, yes, indirectly find things out. Indirectly find things out so you know which way to move. There's something that feels disjointed. Someone's not appreciating maybe you, or, and it looks like, I think that like, it feels like maybe you're getting a cold shoulder from someone, or you're not getting maybe the feedback that you want. And so that's what you're trying to figure out a little bit more. It's like, why is this happening? Let me clarify this Page of Swords real quick. But like I said, it does feel like indirect communication, because there is this mode of silence that's coming mid-month. Like I said, the downside of Mercury in Sagittarius in conjunction with Black Moon Lilith is the way we communicate, the things that we say, how it comes across. Page of Cups energy, the Fool in our blocked energy, it's kind of like, don't be foolish, right? Don't be half-ass. No offense, no shade. And this can even be like in your pursuits. I don't know. We'll clarify this a little bit more. Let me continue to pull. I'm hearing this is like about being honest and vulnerable to a certain level. Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. There's a lot of beauty around this. I'm seeing it's really important to move through this. Yes, innocence, childlike energy, in the way that, like, maybe we give the benefit of the doubt where it is due. Maybe when we find out certain answers, it gives us an opportunity to kind of shed illusions. Sometimes Mercury in Sagittarius can be direct, fiery, spiteful, combative. And with Lilith there, if we're feeling so in the right about things, that can be a slippery slope, right? Because there is this element of silence. Let's clarify this. That's coming your way. And it does come on the heels of some type of communication. Mid-month, Mars is going into Capricorn. So if we want certain things, we're going to have to invest in the hard work, essentially, is what that means. And we get some time, because towards the end of the month, we have a new moon in Sagittarius on the 19th. I feel like a conversation is happening that sheds light on certain things, that does give you the opportunity to go within, to withdraw. The Hermit is Virgo energy. When you do that, make sure that you're approaching things from an analytical perspective. Sometimes if we hermit ourselves, it's really easy to kind of like buy into some of the illusion, or, you know, an over-justified sense of self, right? Like, because there is some naivete wrapped up in whatever is happening, whether it's just lack of experience or lack of how to communicate, because I'm hearing this need to be vulnerable in certain areas. Maybe a little bit. I don't see anyone like directly trying to hurt you this month, right? Chaos or all the things you have going on might make certain things feel misjudged, or it brings the ability to misjudge things, is what I should say. Decisions are being made. And here's the thing. I think that you're actually like kind of letting go and releasing of some things this month, Virgo, some things that like you don't even want to effing deal with anymore, right? The things that I see for you are just, like I said, to kind of make sure that you're remaining open, right? Don't close off. I think you are trying to be whimsical or lighthearted, maybe even in the silence, maybe the silence isn't even a bad thing. It's giving everyone, everything space to kind of decompress. You can check it against yourself, how it feels, what you want, re-regulating, because we'll have the new moon in Sagittarius at the end of the month, the 19th, and then the sun moves into Capricorn on the 21st. So right now, our new moons are happening at the tail end of the sign, of the sun being in that sign. And like, I kind of look at this as like, we have to experience, engage in the energy that that sign provides in order to really kind of go back to the drawing board and figure out, okay, where do I want to, what commitments am I going to make to myself moving forward? Because end of the month, new beginnings. You're choosing where you're putting in the hard work, and that is that sun in Capricorn. A few days later, Venus enters into Capricorn, so you're putting in the hard work for the love of it. I think, yeah, it helps a situation. It helps revive something, is what I'm seeing for you, Virgo. It's not all perfect. It's not all nicely wrapped up into these perfect individual packages. I think that that's part of where this Page of Cups Fool is coming into play. This is all new beginnings, and this is going about it in the most innocent, lighthearted way. That can be a nice break, especially if we're coming from places where it's just been difficult. There's just been a lot going on, a lot that has blocked the simplicity that life really does offer or provide, or actually, like, when we live in that simplicity, it just makes things way easier, you know, that type of vibe. But someone is healing, someone's getting better, someone's stepping up is what I see. I don't necessarily, like, you're already at that point. I just feel like someone's following suit with you. Let's see why. There is some stress lingering. This might be the inability to, like, make things magically better. As much as we can live in this energy, especially if we are transitioning, readjusting long-standing commitments, relationships, it's really hard to weed out, let go of, like, what's in the past, right? The water under the bridge. Not that you're holding it over anyone's head, not that they're holding it over you. I don't necessarily see that. But there's just innate limitations in this, and it's always going to make us or the other person or the situation, whatever we're dealing with, feel a certain kind of way. I believe this is all about the value of the retrogrades that we're having now. Of course, Rowan Tangium. I have no idea. I love this deck. I've been, like, inspiring myself, or, like, trying to encourage myself to use it. It's on the periodic table, the elements, and there's just some of them that I can't pronounce, and those are all the ones I'm getting, so I have to admit it on camera. But anyway, I'll read out of the book so we'll get a clearer perception. It's actually really beautiful, very poetic. Some of my favorite producers of cards, UC. We got Frankium, UC is the company's name, and we got Tin. I always list that stuff in the description box below, the decks that I use. I try to be really good about that. Generally I am, sometimes not so much, but Deborah is a work in progress. All right. So I'm going to try to, okay, Melancholia. The is it Asnides? Asnides. I believe that's how you enunciate it. I didn't look it up before this, of course, but this new era marches forward with unprecedented speed. No longer hearing the earth sounds, the warnings of the hidden, or the universe's fully accomplished voice, calling to us from the realm of eternal affection. Once so dear to us, We have long left these radiant, loyal, wise, and humble energies behind. In their place lies the hungry, sleeping dog, Ronangenium, a captured and civilized pet, no doubt bred to worship its masters as the new hero god. I feel like this, sorry, that was like intense, but I love it. I'm hearing it really connects back to whatever this is for you, Virgo, whatever you feel like, the chains that bind, right? And here's the thing, it does keep showing up in the energy. And some of this is about simplicity. I didn't even really touch on this a lot. I apologize, but simplicity is being blocked in your energy right now. And sometimes chaos, too much going on, too many moving pieces, it can just be a lot of drama. And right now it's very overwhelming because of all those retrogrades, because we need to slow down, because of the way Mars has been tensely aspected. And if we fall into the game of like just keeping everything up and running, it can get a little bit slippery. It just makes it harder on ourselves in the long run, you know, where if we cut things out that like, and this really is the time of year where we have to be picky and choosy because so much is going on. Yeah, if you have the time and energy and space to hang out, celebrate, do it, right? But overdoing it can teeter really quickly. I will step down from the soapbox. Now, all right, I'm looking up Francium next, 35. Almost there. Okay. Francium is a ghostly emanation revealed by the eerie decay of radium's inner self, a distillation of conscious and half-conscious elements called into the world to visualize their subconscious mystic center. Francium's semi-reality momentary floats into the view from the scene like birth, a dark and frightening wish from our conscious minds. Eluding capture, she quickly abandons her external form, a structure incapable of expressing her full essence in reality, and interfuses once again with her protector, radium, leaving nothing but a pseudo-reality of herself behind. Dark magic for strange, strange ends. It symbolizes concealment, elusive, squandering, occult, ethereal. So this is making sure that you are aware, right? Like, I mean, I think that that's way oversimplified, but true in nature, right? Try not to hide this month, at least from yourself. Give yourself the opportunity. I feel like this tin will bring it all together. Sorry if these have been a little bit intense, because the honest truth is I don't feel like all this like arduous suffering. Maybe that's where it gets a little bit self-imposed, right? Maybe that's kind of where nurturing yourself, stealing away, like back to the beginning of what I was talking about, when you don't have a lot going on, really utilizing that to your benefit instead of filling it up with BS that doesn't really need to be done, you know? Delegate, rely on people around you that do support, that are available, even if you feel like you're putting them out, you know? A lot of times when people offer, they actually want to help. So, you know, that's kind of where we can find, I love this. Okay, so tin, this is our balancing force. Okay. Oh, great. Well, musical and mischievous, tin is a trickster who succeeds in imposing his will only to vanish again into dust when his fire of inspiration significantly cools. He is most useful as a muse to more stable souls whose elastic creativity he strengthens, creating remarkable good fortune filled with generous gifts. This ancient figure, found through extraordinary alchemic luck, is a magical force, a liberator who opened the floodgates of a controlled yet playful energy, revolutionizing civilizations by bringing his artful yin to their yang. So this is balance, strength, playfulness, creativity. So I'm hearing like really engaging in those qualities, in those attributes. Not being afraid to just kind of like acknowledge where the tough side of Virgo energy is. It is very organized, ruled by systems. Systemization is what I was saying. And so it can get a little bit rigid when certain things need to happen, especially when there's a lot of pieces moving, especially when there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle, or, juggling a lot, etc. We see this playful energy mid-month. Make sure it's not just like something you're doing for a hot minute. We all have to figure out ways to get back to that energy. Adulting is annoying, period, right? Like, if we could all have a good time, we would. But it is what it is. And that's kind of where we have to pick and choose our battles and figure out and actually carve out time and make it that intention to like enjoy the good, even if it is a little annoying or not what you want to do, or it doesn't make sense with the schedule, because ultimately it just brings you back to this state of stress, unresolved, frustration, defensiveness, and then you feel like you're not a part of anything, right? And that's not fun either. So, little heavy, Virgo, I'm sorry, but I hope this helps. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, sharing a little love, little TLC. I do love connecting with the community. Sorry about my voice. I meant to mention that in the very beginning, but here we are. All right. I hope you have a fabulous holiday season. Sending all the love, all the blessings. Stay tuned. I'll be here weekly, and probably some readings throughout the rest of the month to bring in the new year. Sending all the love and blessings your way.